In this video, we will be talking about exponents, and this is for day 1 of our order of operations unit. So, an exponent, that's what we're going to fill in here. Tells the number of times that the base is used as a factor and so if we look at this example here, and I'm going to rewrite it. The 4 is the base and the 3 is the exponent. Now the biggest mistake that students make is they say 4 times 3 is 12. That's bad. It is not the base times the exponent. It is the base multiplied as many times as the exponent says. So in this case, 4 to the 3rd power is 4 times 4 times 4. So we're multiplying 4 3 times. And if we do 4 times 4 times 4, you would do 4 times 4 first, and that would give you 16. And then you would multiply it times this 4 here. 16 times 4 would give you 64. So that's how you would solve this. So the name of this kind of form, this is called exponential form. Pen is just not working today. Exponential form. And then this is also called product form. Or expanded form. You might see it either way. So we have exponential form is when the base is written with the exponent. We have the product form when it's expanded out, or it's also called expanded form. Now the most important rule for this is do not multiply the base times the exponent, but also any number to the 0 power is 1. So any number put to the 0 power is 1. Now except for 0, 0 to the 0 power is going to be 0. All right, so if we look at some examples of this, we have 6 cubed here. And we have to figure out, what does cubed mean? What power? I want you to write a little note over here. Cubed means to the 3rd power. If you think about a cube, if you were to look at it like a dice, that's a cube. A cube is a 3D shape. It's going to pop out at you. So that's how I remember that cubed means 3, because a cube is a 3D shape. So this is going to be 6 to the 3rd power. And if we write that in expanded form, it's going to be 6 times 6 times 6, because there's 3. It's cubed. So 6 times 6 times 6. Now if we multiply this, this is not a calculator unit, so we need to do it all by hand. 6 times 6 is 36, and then I'm going to bring down this times 6 here. 36 times 6 is going to give you 216. So that's how you would solve this. So if we look at this one is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. We have to figure out for this one what is the base and what is the exponent. The base is always the number that is being multiplied together. So if we look at this, the base is going to be 4. But now we need to figure out what is the exponent going to be. Well, how many times is the base multiplied together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So the exponent is 7. Now we can go through and now we have to find the product. So I'm going to multiply 2 4s at a time. So 4 times 4 is 16. And that 4 times 4 is going to be 16. And this 4 times 4 is going to be 16. And then I just have this leftover 4 on the end. And then I can do 16 times 16. And if you don't know what that is, you can come over here and do 16 times 16. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6. 7, 8, 9. 0 to hold the place value. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. And I end up with 256. So this is 256. And then I'm going to do 16 times 4, and you can do that off to the side as well. But I know that one is 64. And then last part, I'm going to multiply these two together. So 256 times 64 gives you 16,384. Okay? Now the next one's a pretty easy one. It says 63 to the first power. Well, how many times am I going to multiply 63? Just one time. So the expanded form is just going to be 63. And the product of that is just going to be 63. So before I let you move on and do 4 through 8, I want to talk about one other vocabulary word, and that's this one right here, this squared. So just like cubes are 3D, they pop out at you. Squares are flat. They're on a piece of paper. You can draw them on a piece of paper. So when we think of squared, we think of them as being 2D. They are flat. That's what it's called whenever something's flattened on a piece of paper. So squared is to the second power, because if you draw a square, it's flat, and that's called 2D. So we're going to be 15 squared for that one when you solve it. So go ahead, do 4 through 8, and then you can unpause the video and check your work. Okay, so if we look at number 4, this is going to be 12 to the 4th power. And then over here, when you multiply it together, you get 20,734. 8 to the 5th power, when you write that out, you should write 8 5 times. And when you multiply all that together, you get 32,768. This one here is going to be 9 to the 4th because there's 4 9s. When you multiply all those together, you get 6,561. 15 squared is going to be 15 times 15, which equals 225. And this one here is going to be 1 because I'm multiplying 1 together, and there's 8 of them, so it's 1 to the 8th, and 1 times itself 8 times is just 1.